Alright, so here goes a quick video I wanted to do on cycling safety tips for morning rides early in the morning. This is one of my favorite rides. It's my North Shore Loop. If you're on Strava, you can check that out. It's my North Shore Loop. You can see that route. This is crack of dawn, up with the birds. I usually get up at 5:30 a.m. And if I'm not riding, I'm usually going for like a run or something like that. So 5:30 is like prime time for me. Just kind of always get up around that time, get prepared, get a ride in, do some sort of workout, move my body. Out the door usually at 6, and you can see now that it's a little dark out, so you want to have a headlamp. Me, I have a Cat Eye 300 lumen light. You want that on high beam early in the morning time so that cars can see you. You want as much visibility as possible. Make sure your clothing is also visible. Just for safety purposes, you want to make sure vehicles and other motorists can see you while you're out there on the road, and just poke awareness so that there won't be any issues when you're out there, and you want to be as safe as possible. I usually tilt my headlamp down at an angle so that I can get a nice glimpse of the ground in front of me. We don't want to see if there's any rubble on the ground. You don't want to go over any bottles or tree branches or anything like that. You can get caught up in your wheels. So you can see the sun's coming up. We got like a transition going on here now. Daylight saving time is coming to an end. We're nearing into October, and it's going to be over around sometime early November. I believe November 6th of this year, 2016. So I'm just sort of trying to get acclimated with the new changes and the transitions with the weather, as we're coming into fall now, and just sort of recalibrating with the weather here and the time, because usually in the summertime it's much brighter earlier in the morning. Around like 5 you'll get like nice daylight, so it's a little bit different, a little bit to kind of get used to, but that's what we have here on the East Coast, the 4 seasons. So and I'm sure that goes down everywhere as well, like the times change, and you have to transition with nature. That's what it's all about, nature. Just recalibrate yourself, your timing, and I usually just get up around this time at 5:30 anyway. This is like really crazy here. This truck you're gonna see on the left side comes a little too close. This is one of my favorite routes too, and this particular road here is like really unsafe. That truck came a little too close, you can see that, and a lot of these drivers out here are just completely obnoxious. I can understand that they couldn't go around, or if they just feel like they can make it past you, but I mean, come on, like that there you saw was like way too close. And I'm about a foot away from the curb, because you don't want to be too close to the curb, since you're gonna be moving left to right on your bike, swaying left and right, back and forth, so you want to get caught up there. I'm making a turn here on Northern Boulevard. This is where the hills come in. I just go with the cars on the turn signal. I think it's important to go with the cars just so they can kind of see what you're doing, so they can be aware of like what cyclists actually do when they're riding on roads, so that when they see cyclists, they could sort of understand, okay, maybe that cyclist is going to turn with me or something like that, so follow the rules of the road as well, so that other cyclists can other motorists can kind of see what you're doing and respect you while out there. This is a nice downhill, probably one of the bigger downhills. I think I've caught around somewhere in the neighborhood around 40 somewhat miles going down this thing. And what I usually do after this is get out the saddle and just continue going into a sprint. And shortly after this, there's a nice little climb going up here, and you can see that. With this, you want to have a nice cadence going up. I was between 90 and 105 cadence, I believe. And I'm a spinner, man. I just spin, and spinning for me is great, because you could definitely retain more energy. This ride's about like 2 hours, so, and it's long too. It's not the shortest ride for a morning route, especially if you got work in the morning. So that's why I get out the door early, once I hear the birds chirping, that's when I get out the door. And I'm serious, man. This is it. You can check out the Strava. You can see the times I ride. They're usually early in the morning. And it's all about the sunrise, man. For me, this is why I get out there. Physical fitness, continuing to stay abundant, and overall health, and catching the sunrise. It's my meditation. It's my way of clarity, just kind of seeing things in a different perspective. And it's a beautiful view. This is right by the Throgs Neck Bridge over here in Queens. Beautiful morning. Really clear out, nice weather. Later in the day it got a little windy, but really nice route. Really nice route. And for this route I had some dates. I had 2 dates on me. I had one before I split, and I had another one in my jersey that I actually didn't even eat. But I put some sugar in my water bottles. I usually do like half a cup in each bottle, and take off, and I'll just use that during the ride. I finished one entire bottle, and I had like one left when I was coming back, and I just sip it, sip and ride. And I got a bunch of hills coming back in, and again, you want to be in around the neighborhood of 90 to 100 cadence. Spin up this thing, save your energy, retain your energy, and especially if you got a long ride coming to go back, to wherever you live. If you don't have any hills in your neighborhood, ride the flats, ride them in a big gear, do some time trial stuff, get tucked, and ride. Get tucked in the bars and the drops, fold your arms, look like a time trialist, and just like break that wind, aerodynamic, spin hard, get in the big gears and just start pushing some miles per hour. If you don't have the hills, if you want to find the hills, get out there and explore. They're definitely around. Just find them, get lost, see what's out there in your neighborhood. If you have any questions, leave them below in the comments. Let me know what you do in your rides in the morning. Safety is important. Wear a helmet, of course. Cycling clothing will keep you nice and dry. You go for longer. Headlamp, 300 to 600 lumens. You want, get a tail light as well, so cars can see you and be in the rear. And just be safe out there. Stay hydrated. Signing out. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think about the video. And pedal over everything. See you guys in the next video.